Okay, welcome to the Home Park View. My name's Alan and this is Elliot, and we're going to talk briefly about the forthcoming game with Portsmouth at Home Park, and also briefly touch on the last game with Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth Argyle. Talking of that game, Elliot, let's get that one out of the way first. Now you've had a chance to sort of mull over things. What do you think of the whole game now? What's your verdict?
I've licked my wounds now. I've had time to kind of sit with it, and it's not as bad, but it's still disappointing. It's still a huge opportunity missed in terms of maintaining the top spot. But yeah, we just we're gonna look past it. We got to move forward, and we got to make the rest of the opportunities, what limited ones we have left, we're gonna make them all count.
Yeah, I mean it's in the punch in the gut really to be knocked off the top spot, but. It was against Sheffield Wednesday. They're absolutely flying, as we know. So, but really, some of the downsides of that particular game is that we've lost the goalkeeper, Mike Cooper. Now he's out for the entire season, and he will be replaced by Callum Burton, who joined from Cambridge United in 2021. Although Burton did come on and replace him on the game, and I thought he did all right. Burton, he didn't let any in, so. He did a sterling job, so I'm not too worried about that. I know I've read on social media that people are flapping a bit about Mike Cooper's out, what we're going to do, but I think Callum Burton, he's all right. Don't underestimate him. He's okay, and
you never want to lose your number one. You never want to lose your number one. It does rock the confidence of the team, and the flow of everything. I get it, but I think. Argyle seem to be in good spirits and good flow. I don't think it will take them long to keep it going, to keep the pace and stuff.
They showed on Saturday.
Fingers crossed.
He came on, did a great job. I've got every faith in him, so it doesn't worry me too much. It's just when you read some of what people are saying, you think, really? But now I think Callum Burton. He's okay. He'll be a sound replacement.
No, I haven't researched this. I shouldn't say. I'm not sure. Was that his debut then?
It was his debut. No, well, he's played in some cup games and things like that. But his first debut, if you will. And that was in front of 33,000, so it was a bit of a bear pit to come in on, and he did really well. I've got no worries about it.
I mean, yeah, what a game! What a game! You're playing second place to retain the lead. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
but damage has been done already, so you just have to keep it clean.
Exactly. I think there's a bit too much flapping going on. Yeah, people get used to the goalkeeper and they get feel comfortable with what they know. But I think Mr. Byrne, he's all right. He's okay. So getting on to Saturday's game then, Portsmouth, the visit of Portsmouth. What do you think what's your verdict on Portsmouth? Do you see anything of them yet, or what you managed to catch anything, or do you know anything about them at all?
I've not seen them this season, or but I know of them as a team, obviously in the league and things. And for me, they're exactly where they need to be. They're absolutely middle of the table, nothings. I also feel like Portsmouth are that kind of team that if we do take our eye off the ball, they'll do us, and that's the thing. We still have to show up. It's nothing to give in. It's not an easy win. We still have to show up. We still have to put the performance in. Absolutely. And
I know that I did watch the highlights of their last game again. Who was it? Barnsley, yeah. And there was two very distinctly average teams battling it out for an average game. But there was something that Portsmouth actually were very good at, was set pieces. I think Plymouth need to keep their eye on that. They got their goal against Barnsley from a set piece just outside the area, and the guy kicked the ball in. It's obviously something they've been working on. Where they had an interview with the manager after the game, he says they've been working on that, and they look pretty sharp on the set pieces. So if anything, Plymouth Argyle need to just be careful that they've got their markers and their defenders marking correctly when it comes to set pieces, because they're sharp on them.
Yeah, I mean, as a Villa fan, it's nice to see that set piece coaches actually work. But I don't. It's an interesting one, as you say. I think they've got to keep their eye on the ball. They really have. And if you know, if you can already, you know, hyper focus on that, it's set pieces are probably, you know, their most dangerous point, and you got to hope that Argyle are also, you know,
Don't
well
foul it.
at
Don't
it
give
and
it.
they're looking
But
at it.
yeah, like I say, but watching the rest of the game, what they do lack apart from the set pieces is any real sort of like skill, the eye through the needle passes, the sort of silky skills that Plymouth were showing, particularly against Cheltenham Town when we watched them there. They seem to lack any of that, and it was so did Barnsley. It has to be said, they were bang average teams playing a bang average game. So the best thing you could say?
I think just off the back of that, we've got 2 or 3 bang average teams coming up in a row now. You know, so I think if we can get this notch on our belt with Portsmouth, I think that'll be the start of a good run. Again, you know, fingers crossed, step forward and all that. But yeah, I think this is the beginning of that.
Yeah, I think the best thing you could say about Portsmouth's form so far is inconsistency. I mean, if I could just share this with you, let me give it a minute. We'll get the screen up. There we go. So you can see there, there's their last draw with Barnsley, 1-1. And then prior to that, they got beaten by Peterborough. And then they won 2-0 at Fleetwood, but Fleetwood are struggling anyway. And Exeter, the same thing. They won 2-0 at Exeter, but Exeter are not doing great. Bolton, who are flying at the minute, beat them 3-0. So yeah, inconsistency there, you'd say. That's the best you could say about them. So if we now go to the tables, you'll see that Portsmouth are down in 10th there, and there you can see the lost one, won 2, lost 1, drawn 1. But there are some teams, Sheffield Wednesday at the top there, you can see they've had a run of 5, and there's Plymouth Argyle. Again, you could say that's a bit of inconsistency, but it's the losses that are really telling for Portsmouth there.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Argyle on the list from the Red Cross back, you know, that's away, green tick, home, and then the 2 in the middle there, they're away, and then the green tick is home. So you know, we mentioned last week that our away form is just atrocious, and that you can see that. But at least we're still coming out with draws, where Portsmouth, you know,
they're coming out with losses. I mean,
exactly.
But and then you've got below
they
us.
Might show up, they might not.
The nearest threat, you'd say, you know, Ipswich Town with 55 points, but look at their form as well. Drawn, lost, won, drawn. So they're tripping up at the wrong time. And if we go below these, look at Derby County, and they're coming up 53 points, 5 straight wins again. I think there's somebody to keep your eye on. And then Bolton as well.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Derby.
4 out of the last 5. No, but they're also on 53 points. You've got to keep your eye on them. I think, you know, you got to, not. I think Portsmouth, when they're trying to vie off for the playoffs, but they got no chance. When you look at how consistent Derby and Bolton are, they're going to be in the playoffs. Ipswich Town need to pull their fingers out, and Plymouth Argyle need to get some consistency back. When you just look at these you know, charts here. So again, with that in mind, let's have a look at Plymouth Argyle. You touched on it. Let's have a look at their next fixtures. And we got Portsmouth, which now I thought Portsmouth were a strong team till I saw all this, and really they're not. They're an inconsistent team. I think Plymouth Argyle on the day, slick passing, home park on Saturday, the crowd behind them. That should be a win. That should be a win now.
I say that is the biggest thing that Argyle have got from there, is that this is at home, you know, and they'll break that. You know, we got a home run. We know we're good at home. We've got the 12th man behind us. They absolutely love it. There's no way we're walking out of that with a loss. I can't see it. I'm going 3-1. I'm going to get Portsmouth. They're going to score, but I'm going 3-1 Argyle at home. There's no way that Pompey will walk away from this.
I can't see it now. Based on what we've seen, these sort of highlights that I watched, and the facts, you know, the where they are in the league table, and their inconsistency overall, and Plymouth's form at home with the crowd. I'm saying that's a 2-1. That's a 2-1, even 3-1. Plymouth win. That's what I'm going for. And then you've got Oxford United away and Fleetwood Town away. And again, whereas the chart there. They got Oxford United away and Fleetwood at home, and you could see that both of them are exactly the same. They've won only one out of the last 4 games. The last 4 games have all been losses there. One out of the last 5 games, I should say. They're 35 points and 29 points. These are games that you should say Plymouth have got to be going, we got to win them. So that's the next 3 games, effectively, we're saying.
Yeah, prior to getting to Fleetwood as well, Fleetwood have played Sheffield 3 times, and I think they've lost 3 times just before we get to play them. So Fleetwood are going to be absolutely defeated. They're not going to be up for the fight, and Argyle are still, they should be top. They're up there fighting. So it's good. Like I said, we get this. Portsmouth do have the ability to pull it out from nowhere, I think, as well. And as you said, there's certain things we've got to be careful of, because if we give them an inch, they might take it. But I think we get this one under our belt and move forward. I think it'd be a lot easier. I think if we struggle with Portsmouth, it's gonna be a it's
really how they bounce back from the Sheffield Wednesday knocking them off the top thing. But I think, in all fairness, Sheffield Wednesday are a strong team, as the tables show there. I mean, they've won the last 5. They've been consistent all the way through, and that's really what Plymouth need to find, that consistency.
So it's a bit. I think it's all on Argyle. It's all on Argyle to put it out. To beat Portsmouth, to go back to the top. We just gotta focus on that and just keep winning. And we were doing so well before, until we had the pressure of needing to win at Wednesday. And needing to pull it out the bag. We were doing well. So if we could just get back to that, just play it as the games come, rather than trying to look too far in advance. And
well, that's it. I mean, that's the next 3 games, really. That's not too far ahead. But what we're saying is, those next 3 games are more than winnable. They should be winning those games, hadn't they? I mean, we've just looked at the statistics there and where they are on the table, and they're Plymouth wins all day, aren't they? Let's face it.
Yeah, I mean, pre-season, you get these, you get your list of fixtures, and you're looking at it, you're going, that's an easy win. That's an easy win on paper. That's an easy win, and I still feel like that, especially for Fleetwood. But I do feel like for Portsmouth, I'm confident. I do think we're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I've followed Argyle now enough to know that I can't bank on it.
No.
It depends who shows up. But we're at home, and that's almost a guaranteed win this season for Argyle. So
well, let's hope so. I believe it will be. It will be, and it's and I might be wrong here. I'm not. I should have looked this up really, but I think Sheffield Wednesday and Ipswich have got cup games, some tough cup games in there.
So, I think Ipswich has got a cup game.
If any luck, comes along, they might get a bit of a kick in as well and lose a couple of star players. So
I think
that might work.
It's everything, isn't it? Everything has the stars have to align. We need some people to take a beating. We need us to keep winning. It all needs to flow into one. So we just got to do our part, and that is
I think don't Wednesday play Ipswich this Saturday as well. So that's going to be a tough one because I say Ipswich are faltering, but they made Plymouth work hard for that 1-1 draw. So if they do the same to Sheffield Wednesday,
you say that again. I just taking it back to. Plymouth didn't show up for 45 minutes. It's not that they made them work hard. It's that we only gave ourselves the second half to win it. And I think that was, that's our own downfall there, unfortunately. So, and we can't do that to Pompey. We can't do that to fucking Fleetwood or Oxford or anything like that. We've got to bring it to them like we're talking.
I'm saying, they wins all day. We can't take anything for granted. Nobody's going to just lie down and say, have a win. But it just, again, looking at the statistics I put my teeth in, that's basically saying the next 3 games are Plymouth to win.
So let's just to confirm that while we're on it. Ipswich versus Sheffield Wednesday. That is also a 3:00 kickoff on Saturday.
So that's a crucial game. Man.
Peterborough, Bolton, and Wycombe Derby. So those are the kind of the people in and around us. So we can only hope that it's a draw between Ipswich, or at the very least an Ipswich win and Argyle win, and we just.
Ideal an Ipswich win, really. That would suit Argyle, and then, as you say, Argyle win would be lovely, wouldn't that? That would round the weekend off. We'd be up at that pub, giving it some. That'll do. Yeah. Anyway, I think we've rambled on long enough there. Thanks for anyone that's watched this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are the Home Park View. As you can see, we now have an Instagram page, so don't forget to check that out. And I'll be back on Saturday with some kind of report for the Portsmouth game. All right, so don't forget to check that out. And thanks for joining us. See yous. Bye. What happened to up the grades?
Yeah, you had a spiel. I didn't want to get involved.